K-pop. Whether you love it or hate it, you can't deny the global popularity and success of Korean pop music over the past decade. Today, I want to explore a fun niche within the art journaling community called K-pop journaling and learn a little bit more about how this little niche mixes K-pop and paper crafting together. Today, I'm interviewing Maricor from Sweet S'more Studio to learn about her personal K-pop journaling journey and her love for BTS. Let's listen. Hi, Maricor. Welcome.
Hey, thank you for having me.
This is very cool. We were just talking before we recorded, and we're both incredibly nervous to do this. So you're going to see a highly edited version of our little chat. But Maricor, maybe you can introduce yourself and say a little intro for everyone.
Hello, everyone. My name is Maricor, and I like to journal. My Instagram is Sweet S'more Studios, and I'm a big fan of Job. Yeah, I live in California, and
favorite food?
Oh shoot, that's hard, man.
That is hard. When people say that, I always have to say like 3.
Let's see, pizza, Korean food.
Yes.
No, and sweets. I have a really big sweet tooth.
The reason why I wanted to chat with you today was to talk about K-pop and journaling. So I bet there's going to be a lot of fangirling because I am a fan of K-pop. So is Maricor. So there's going to be a lot of K-pop discussions mixed in with some journaling. But I have a few questions for you, and honestly, you can answer it to whatever capacity you want. So the first question I have for you is, when did you start journaling and why?
Okay. So when did I start journaling? Actually, I've always journaled. I've always had a diary, like when I was a little girl, with the little locket. That, of course, it was not secure at all. But yeah, I always had a diary when I was younger, because I always had things in my mind. I always want to write down my feelings. And I guess I'm a sensitive person, so that was when you couldn't really talk or say things aloud, then you would write it in your journal. So I ever since I was young, I did that. And I was always into stationery.
Nice.
So Sanrio and
Sanrio.
Hello Kitty and stuff like that. Me and my friends would always write notes to each other. Even if we talk every day and see each other every day, we'd write the notes and then fold them all pretty and the stickers and stuff like that. So I guess it's always been part of my life.
It's always been part of your life.
Yeah, just the style has always changed basically as
so
I grew older.
It's always been there, but it's kind of evolved throughout the years.
Yeah, I did write poems or some. Oh gosh, I'm so embarrassed to even say that. I was I don't know, I was into poetry, so I wanted to write poems and things like that, but I was so young. So
was that in high school or in middle school?
That was mostly middle school, elementary, middle school. High school was more of a thoughts and feelings type of diary journaling. So, and then that was when I got into planners, student planner, or I don't know if your school does that too.
Yeah, we also got one.
Yeah.
I still have mine.
Yeah, I was really into those and using different color pens and then using stickers and things like that. I guess journaling and planning kind of just melded into one when I discovered bullet journaling. And actually before that, I had, I think it was in 2012 when I discovered the little Korean planners. I think I have one here. It's called the Mini Mate Diary.
Oh, I feel like I've maybe
seen that. Have you heard of this before?
I think I've seen it at Art Box. It's one of those Korean stationery stores.
Yeah. And it was... That was when I really started doing memory planning and because I always wanted to print pictures and like
Mm-hmm.
remember things, and then I would plan at the same time. So I'd have like spreads like this. Oh my gosh, it's so embarrassing. But
Whoa.
like with like the
No,
little
it's so
pictures and
cool.
things like that.
Yeah. Were you using like a photo printer for that, or were you
No,
just
I
using an
think I was
inkjet
just like a regular printer,
regular
yeah,
printer?
on like regular paper.
Oh.
Like I would always like want to print pictures, and it wasn't like super full on scrapbooking,
Mm-hmm. But it was
but
like
like I
memory
yeah,
keeping.
I'd print out a whole bunch of pictures and like do stuff like
Oh,
this.
2012. You were
Yeah, this
ahead
was
of the
like
curve printing pictures and putting them in your planner. That's actually really awesome. Was like the following year when you got into, actually maybe I should ask you this first. Is the Traveler's Notebook your first like deep dive, or were you Hobonichi, or like how did
um
that world start?
it was actually I discovered bullet journaling
Mm-hmm.
in 2017, I think.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that was
And
the
then
peak.
yeah,
Like
when
Amanda Rachel Lee
everyone
was starting, and
yeah,
like
and then
I was
like
really into it in 2017 as well.
yeah, and there was someone else on YouTube that I like really. I don't think she's on YouTube
Serica
anymore.
Studio.
No, it was someone. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on.
If you
Hold on.
remember, let
This is the
me.
part we're
Yeah,
gonna like we're gonna cut
we'll
because I'm
cut this
gonna
part.
find. I really want to find her name.
Oh, and Amanda Rachel Lee is a really big army,
I know.
which is like I'm like I think she's like one of the first few that was very vocal about like liking journaling and liking BTS, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is interesting. Like many worlds colliding.
Boho Berry.
Boho Berry, yes, I have
Yeah.
definitely watched.
I like was so into her videos.
Mm-hmm. And then
So
she also
yeah.
used photos and stuff in her
Yeah.
journal.
So bullet journaling was like a big thing. I had a bullet journal in 2017. I got my first traveler's notebook.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when I think we just stuck with that.
And you haven't looked
So
back ever
no.
since. What
And I got lost in the rabbit hole.
shall we talk about the big elephant in the room, K-pop, and how you started with that? Because I always love hearing about everyone's K-pop journeys, because like I I think everyone has a different entry point and what group got them into it. So I'm interested to hear what other people like what their first group that they started following, and how that's changed. So how did your K-pop journey start?
Oh, okay. Well, I want to hear yours too, okay?
Yes, I will. I'll share you mine too.
So, oh my gosh, this is gonna make me sound so old. So
I don't think so. I think mine might be older.
Oh wow,
You,
okay, you're
okay,
deep in there.
I'm deep. It's been like 10 years, I think.
So I think the whole before K-pop, it was K-dramas, right? So
Yes.
I was like really into watching K-dramas, and then my friends were like, "Oh, I think they're the ones who kind of introduced me to K-pop." So like my first two like favorite groups that I can remember were 2NE1 and Big Bang.
Oh my gosh, me too. Sorry.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Big Bang was like the group.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
when 21
Oh my gosh.
debuted, I was like, oh, my heart.
Yes,
No.
exactly. It was like, oh, okay, G-Dragon, okay.
Yes.
Okay, I see
Who do
what's
you
going
stand
on.
in Big Bang? Like, who's your bias?
Before it was G-Dragon in the beginning, but then when I started, you know when you get into a group and then
Yeah,
you
and then you
start
get your bias
watching,
tracker, and then all.
yeah, well, you start watching like
Yeah.
variety shows that they're in, so you get to know like their personalities more. And then I started liking Top.
Yeah.
So
No, my two fave members, GD. I went through a hard GD fanboy phase, like when he did his solo activities. Like I bought all of like the toques and stuff. I'm like, oh, this is, and I used to wear it, and I thought I was so cool, but it's a little bit regrettable. But yeah, Big Bang and 21 as well, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
and what year like did you like start when they were like what era was it?
dang, I don't even remember.
I think for me it was in 2011, and it was Tonight just came out after their long hiatus.
Yeah.
That's when I started.
I think I was like kind of late.
Yeah, because I wasn't like
So
2007, like they just debuted. Like I wasn't
oh
in
no,
it
no,
yet.
no.
No, I
Not
was.
yet.
I think they took a 2-year break and then they released Tonight and Love Song. I
Yeah.
vividly remember this because
Yeah.
I remember when the music video came out, I was very shocked when the car fell in Love Song. I was like, what?
I think it was probably the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So actually after them, I kind of took a not like a break, but
Mm-hmm.
like I was like into other things
Yeah,
and
same,
things
same
like
here.
that. Like a lot of my friends like SNSD or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, like all those other ones. But then I started getting like, okay, everything's kind of the same.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until it was like it was my best friend again. She was really into BTS, so she was hardcore obsessed with BTS like way before me.
Like when they debuted, like the.
It probably I don't know when she started. It was probably
Mhm.
like 2016.
Yeah, I remember that was an interesting time in Korea actually, because that's when I was still living there, and
Oh
the
wow.
popularity was like, you can feel it when like a group is like suddenly like becoming very
Big.
like popular. It was actually really interesting because before then, I when I was living in Korea, I actually didn't listen to any K-pop because it was everywhere, and it just like it was too much for me. It was I needed to listen to other things, so I'm kind of like you. I also took like a break from like a few years and not followed any or like kept up with K-pop. But it's so interesting that like we both started at like same entry point. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that is
that's
funny.
awesome.
That's so
Is
cool that you lived in Korea.
Yeah, I lived in Korea from 2014 to 2017.
Oh wow, that's a
Oh, sorry,
long time.
2015. Sorry, 2015 to 27. So like 2.5 years, I think, there. But it was a very
Oh.
interesting time. I didn't get to watch any concerts except for a Taeyang concert actually when he did a
Oh.
solo, so that was nice. But I actually in 2014, it's crazy. I was on the same flight as BTS
Oh my gosh.
coming home
Oh my
from.
gosh. I'm so jealous.
It might have not been actually no, not the same flight, but they arrived at the same time. This was 2014. I think they were coming back from a KCON. So it's crazy. There's all these like memories with K-pop. It's been a large part of my life. But like for you, do you think like 2016 and onwards you were like just following BTS, or were there other groups? And
It was mostly just BTS.
you never looked
It
back
was
after that.
yeah. I think it was 2017 actually when I because
Mm-hmm.
my friend was into BTS like for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally I was like, okay, who's this group? Like you keep talking about them. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what are they about? Why are they
Yeah.
so hot right now? And then actually it's so funny because I had a coworker who
Mm-hmm.
like I was gonna hang out with her one day and she's like, oh, I gotta go with my friend, like my other friend. I had told her I was gonna go to a concert
Mm-hmm.
and it was BTS. And oh my gosh, I was like, when I found out, I was like, oh my gosh, you went to see BTS. Like,
That's I love it when you find out those things about your coworkers. You're like, what? Why have you not told this about me?
Do still like follow because I watch a lot of I don't know if you know the show Running Man.
Oh yeah,
So
Running Man.
yeah, so like I like that show because it shows like everyone, right?
Yeah,
So
there's like a lot of idols
there's
that
a
go
lot
on
of
there.
like so I mean my husband he likes Blackpink and
Yeah.
um what's the other group? What's the other group with like 9 girls? 17?
Twice.
Oh, Twice.
How could you forget Twice?
I know, I can't believe it. I love Twice actually.
Yeah, no, I love Twice too.
But like yeah, more groups I'm like getting to know, but I definitely don't know them as well as BTS.
I guess I want to ask you, how did like your love for K-pop and like BTS spill over into the journaling realm? Because that's what I find super interesting. Because I think it's gaining, well, it's gained a lot of popularity, like incorporating like photos and journaling about that. But I I think, I don't know, maybe I don't consume a lot of that journaling right now, but I'm starting to see a lot more of it, and I love how you do it like a lot. So that's why I wanted to. Well, I guess this is how it all started, but I want to know like how you started like I guess mashing those two
Mhm.
worlds together.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm glad that like no one's like sick of seeing just BTS on my
No,
feed.
I'm like, yes, thank you. Well,
I don't know. I think it was maybe it was just like it organically just grown that way because
mhm,
when you're journaling, you journal about things that you like.
mhm,
So I do have like an old like 2017. Like I just had when I first discovered BTS, I have like this little group picture on there,
mhm,
and then you just journal about whatever. Like oh, I watched BTS videos today, so I just like put
mhm,
BTS stuff, and then I guess it kind of just evolved with like my style.
mhm.
I wanted to do it, and I think a big influence for me was um, Alice. Hello, Alice.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
also a big army.
So it's funny because I started following her just for like journaling, right? So
Yeah.
like I'm like, oh my gosh, I like her style. So I like wanted to try to do like what she did and things like that. And then I think there was one Instagram photo that I saw, and then she had put Taehyung
Yeah.
in the spread. I'm like, oh my gosh. It's like, oh my gosh, I need to do this.
Yeah.
And it was just like it like sparked this whole thing. And then of course I like printed 100 of all my photos of BTS that I had to put in my journal.
I
Like I'm
love
saving
it.
all these photos, I might as well print them out, right?
Yeah. I mean, like, it's not just gonna live in your like saved folder in your
Yeah.
phone, right? Might as well print them.
Yeah.
Love it.
So I kind of just like went from there, I guess. It just and then I started seeing a lot of like K-pop and then journaling
Yeah.
together with like Jackie. She's like 01 Bujo.
Mm-hmm.
She has like a lot of spreads too, and yeah, and then you just kind of just discover a whole bunch of people that do it
Mm-hmm.
too.
The rabbit hole. It opens
Yeah.
up new worlds. That's awesome. You know what? I actually kind of was thinking about this because a lot of idols have different concepts. So it actually makes sense to like journal about it because you can find the aesthetic that you want that
Mhm.
matches your like journaling aesthetic. I actually like love that about yours because like when I look at your journal spreads, they match seamlessly like the photos with the journal spread. But I'm just like, whoa, like it's so good. Like I wouldn't have, I don't know. It's just in my head. I feel like it's so cohesive. That's what I love about your work. But I guess this is kind of like a follow-up question to that in terms of like your journaling process. Like how does it work?
I think it depends. It's
Mm-hmm,
different, I guess, for every spread.
mm-hmm.
But I feel like most of the time I do the spread around the photo.
Oh,
And
nice.
like so I'll pick like I have a bunch of photos obviously. So
Mm-hmm,
I pick the photo and then I'll choose like I guess the style is like a vintage
mm-hmm.
collagey style and it's nice that a lot of their photos kind of match that style or a lot of the
Yeah.
concepts do.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I kind of just go from there, but some spreads actually can I get something?
Yeah, go for it.
Pull out one of the spreads that I did
Mm-hmm.
for BTS's like Dynamite. So
Mm-hmm.
of course Dynamite is not like
It's not
neutral.
vintage. Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
vintage.
Well, it is vintage, but in that like
Yeah.
70s,
Yeah.
80s.
So but I still like I had like I was
Oh, I
actually
love
able
it.
to use color, which was nice. So
Yeah.
I like had like the washi paper like that had a lot of color and
Mm-hmm.
like
The gold
yeah,
stickers.
the gold stickers and then like my actual like I actually had was able to use red for
Yeah.
my
No, it looks
stamps because
so
like I
good.
never use red.
Mm-hmm.
So it's usually I would say it's like the picture first that like dictates how I like
Mm-hmm.
do a spread.
And how did you get that Polaroid? Did you just print it on an Instax printer?
Yeah, I have the
Nice.
Instax printer, which oh my gosh, I love.
It looks so good.
I love it. Like this
Yeah,
Polaroid
it
thing.
looks amazing. It looks like something that you would get in like a photo book and how they like would create
Yeah.
the Polaroids,
Actually their latest album has like Polaroids
like actual Polaroids in them.
like
Or they
I
kind
think
of
they
look
made
like...
it. Yeah, they make it look like a
Oh,
Polaroid,
that's
which
pretty
is
cool,
nice.
actually.
But yeah, a lot of I there's a ton of BTS photos that I don't use just because it doesn't really like go with like how I would do a spread. But I try to like match it with like the picture. I think that's how I start, and then just go from there.
And it organically like turns into some like a different spread depending on the photos that you choose.
Yeah.
What are your stationery like must-haves for like collaging and journaling?
Oh, that's
it's a hard question.
It's a hard one because we have a big inventory, right?
Yeah.
I would say like vintage like paper packs I like to buy, and or like craft paper or coffee or tea stained paper, or like I bought a book from like the 99-cent store, and I just like tore the book pages out.
Oh, nice.
That could make like
oh yeah, no,
anything like that, and then you could like coffee stain those papers too, and things like that. So definitely just paper, just like scrap paper. I'm like a big hoarder of scrap paper.
Yeah, I think everyone who journals has like one of these like random like folders with just scraps of craft and other things, book papers. And then like for stickers and washi tapes, do you have any brands that you are like super big fan of, or anything that has that very like vintage aesthetic? I know Classiky is a big one for a lot of people. That's like one of my favorite brands too.
Classiky is a very big one. I love all their washi tapes. Chamil Garden, is that how you say it? Chamil Garden.
No, I love their stuff.
Yeah, their stuff is. I guess it has a certain like. It's a lot of like Japanese stationery.
Yeah,
has a certain like
airiness to it.
Yeah, it's like it's subtle. Yeah, like that. What else? What other washi tapes do I like? I'm trying to look at my stash here. Tim Holtz is good for like vintage.
Oh, okay.
And you can get that stuff at like Michael's.
Yeah, Michael's. Because I think a lot of people, when they're like starting journaling, a lot of people look towards like
the craft stores.
The craft stores, which is good to hear that you use craft store stuff too. I also have some Tim Holtz ones, which are nice.
Yeah, so Tim Holtz is good. So I guess those are the main ones.
We have made it to the end of our chat.
Oh my gosh, my cat's
go follow Maricor. I'll leave all of her social media down below. Check out her YouTube channel, and also go bug her so she can post more videos, Maricor, because they're very good quality, and it's such a nice look into her setup and her journaling style.
Oh, thank you.
I think that concludes everything. Do you have anything to say or want to mention or shout out?
No. Shout out to Job. Thank you. I've been a really big fan these past years, and I'm really happy to take this opportunity to talk to you about journaling stuff.
No, thank you for coming on. I was gonna say the show. I'm like, wait, I don't have a show. Thanks for coming on.
This could be your first episode of your show.
First episode of something. I'll stop the recording here, but thanks for coming on. Unfortunately, this is the end of our little conversation with Maricor, but as you can tell from the editing, this is actually just a 20-minute snippet of our longer an hour-long conversation about stationery, K-pop, and journaling. So if you're interested to hear more about our personal journeys in K-pop and journaling, be sure to subscribe to the channel, because that interview will be up on the channel soon. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you check out Maricor's social media. I'll link it down below. She has an amazing YouTube channel as well as an Instagram filled with amazing content and inspiration for your journal, as well as some fun K-pop scattered in her journals here and there. I think that's it, folks. Be sure to let me know who you would like me to interview next. I'm actually trying this thing out because I want to learn more about other journaling niches and other creators in the journaling space that are creating fun and very specific content. So let me know if there are others that you would like me to interview. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye, everyone.